Good day, 3D Vermont friends. Welcome back to lesson 2 of our training on how to build an authentic historic building using SketchUp. Remember, in our previous lesson, we designed this entire building with all these windows sunk in, and we added this small bit of detail down here at the bottom. Right now, let's go back over the importing a texture technique using Google Earth. So you can see I visited the project again on Google Earth. All I did was search and type in Wilder, Vermont, and now I'm going to drop in another street view so that I can see it from this side. With street view lit up, I'm going to turn around and get a look at the building. Once again, I want it to be as straight as possible, and then I'm going to do this in a couple chunks because I want these windows and I want these windows. So my first screenshot, once again, I'm going to use Nimbus, and I'm going to capture selected area, and I'm just going to grab from the top to the bottom as close as I can, making sure that I have everything. Once again, it will be skewed. We do need to remember that. Just save it to my downloads folder, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the other texture so I can drop it in place as well. Then we return to SketchUp, and we simply need to put these textures on the walls. Select your file, select your import a image, and I'm in downloads, and these are my two images. I'm going to bring in this one first, and I'm going to bring it in as a texture. I'm going to put it at the bottom corner, and then I'm going to stretch it so it reaches the top of my building. And then remember, we right click on that and we do texture position, and we want to change its position so that it's in the right spots. So I want to take this point and I click and release it, and I want to connect it to this spot right here. Once I set it down, I pull it up and I snap it to the correct spot on my project. And then just double check your other ones to see if you like where they're at as well. So this one, you can see it missed by that much. Set it down, grab it, and stretch it to the real shape. And then of course you got to fix the last one as well. There is the real corner. Grab, stretch. Let's take a gander. That is pretty darn sharp. And then repeat the process. Right click and choose done, and then you can set up the other side as well. File, import, make sure you choose texture. There's my image. I'm going to snap it to that bottom corner, bring it up to the top, right click, texture, position, and find your corners and put it in place. Click, click, grab, stretch. Notice I'm pushing in my scroll wheel so that I can get to these other locations. There's my corner. Stretch. Click. Click that bottom corner. Stretch and snap. And let's find one more corner here. Click and release. Right back there, I believe. And let's see if that's what we like. And I believe I missed on this one. I should be up in here somewhere. So I'm going to click, and I'm going to set that where I think it should be and see how that looks. And I believe that's more in line with where I want it to be, so I'm going to click done. So now I've got those two sides ready, and I can start drawing those windows just like we did before. Remember, it is the rectangle tool. And then when you click and set it down, notice those lines match. We can select it by triple clicking it, and then do the M for move. Switch control or tap control so you're in copy mode, and drop it in place. I'm going to just use that same triple click, move, tap copy. And let's move that one straight up where it goes on the wall. Notice it gives us the nice blue line to prove that it's in place. I'm going to click that same corner, and I'm going to do move, and I'm going to copy that across. There's my control or alt if you're using a Mac. And then we're going to push pull those all in 6 inches. I'm going to tap P for push pull. There's my push-pull, and I'm going to tap 6 inches and press enter. Then I'm going to take this face and I'm going to match it to that face. Right there it says on face, so now they're the same. I'm going to click this one and match it to that face, and click this one and match it to that face, just because it's so simple. I'll let you complete those last 2 windows on your own. Let's turn our attention to the front entrance on our building. Draw the main shape, making sure you snap it to the bottom, and you have that the approximately right size. Make sure you come across at the exact right height as your other part of your project. And I'm going to make one large rectangle, and then I'm going to break that off inside with 2 separate golden sections that are the same size. We need to switch to the push-pull tool, and I'm going to pull this out 12 feet by typing 12 and doing the foot marker, and then I'm going to pull this out as well. Now it looks totally crooked when you see it from the angle we were at, but you've got to trust that your 3D print is going to be straight using this technique. Pull out your stairs as well, and then grab the line tool, and we're going to use the midpoint with the pencil tool to quickly break this into separate stairs. Once you do the midpoint, you can just do the midpoint again and again, and it will do the exact number of stairs that you need, or it'll fit. I guess that is unless there were an odd number of stairs, but it works perfect for this project. Let's switch to the push-pull tool, and then we're going to push that in, and I'm going to type 10 inches and press enter. What's amazing about SketchUp is it memorizes that step, so if I double click on each of these, it pushes them all in 10 inches. And then I can simply repeat the process for each of them to move it all the way back. And once I've done that row, I can just move up the next row until we have got an entire staircase built using this really nifty technique. Now, if you were doing a skyscraper, it's probably better to find a different technique, but for this project, it works just awesome. And there you have your amazing stairs. Let's build our little roof area by first erasing the lines beside it, and then switching to the rectangle tool and drawing in that rectangle shape. Use push-pull to pull that rectangle all the way out. Notice I'm coming down and touching the face so that I'm sure that they're the same size. So this is the correct shape, but there's some cool detail that we can add using the Follow Me tool. Start by drawing your rectangle for that awesome trim work. Make sure that you connect it and bring it out. And then I'm going to go to the midpoint, and I'm going to draw another one that goes to the midpoint. And then I'm going to switch to the pencil tool and draw in some lines so that this trim is going to be more accurate to what is really on the building. And then use the eraser to get rid of the lines we don't need. So now that we've got our cool design made, if we used push-pull, we could pull it out, but we'd have to do something for this corner in the front. So that's why Trimble has created the awesome Follow Me tool. When you click Follow Me, it's going to trace whatever section you pick. Well, we need to pick a special section where we're just using these 3 lines out here. So triple click the top of your roof, shut off that face by holding Shift and clicking it, and then hold Shift and get rid of that one. Now, with these 3 lines selected, when we do Follow Me and click that face, notice it wraps around and makes our top of our entry look amazing. Let's take this trick where we use the Select tool and we drag from the right to the left so that we've got all of that selected. And let's quickly use the materials and bricks, and let's paint it with some sort of brick cladding. I'm going to use the stucco, and now that is pretty sharp looking. Our roof has some cool textures as well that we can add, or details. We are going to add them up on this corner right here. A lot of times it's easier to do it back on a face, but I want to do it out here so you can see some other nifty skills. So when I've got it on the green axis, I'm going to hold Shift to keep it there, and I'm going to bring it out a little ways, and I'm going to let go. I'm going to click, and now on the blue axis, I'm holding shift to keep it there, and I'm trying to match it with this location over here. And then I'm going to bring it across, and I'm going to complete it. So now I've got a face that matches this piece of brickwork that is on our building. This brickwork is a little more simple than the other one. We can simply go half and half and erase that, and we've now got the cool design that is going to go around the top of our building. Once again, we can triple click our building to select it all, but we don't want the face. So by clicking shift and the center, it gets rid of the face. And when we go to the follow me tool and then we click that new little piece we built, it instantly adds that amazing texture to our building. Now this building has a roof with kind of like a safety system up here in case anybody's working. So we can just simply lift that up and add it just like it is on the real building. That is looking splendid. Let's zip on down and let's finish our brickwork up here. I'm going to push pull and I'm going to raise this up to the height where these pillars actually happen. And once again, when I lift this side, I touch this side so I'm sure that they match. And then I want to put this pillar right on this corner, and I'm going to use a nifty technique to put a square shape right here. So I'm looking for where it says that there is a golden section. And when I've got that golden section, I'm then going to cross it. And the point where the two crosses meet is the center of the design. So now I can erase my square that I drew, and I'm going to use the circle tool, clicking from the center and stretching that out to the size that I want my pillar to be. Then I can use the eraser tool to get rid of the rest of those. I'll start by the middle because since it gets rid of 4 at once. And then I can use the push-pull tool, which is the letter P, and I want to lift this up, and I'm just going to touch this corner, and that helps it reach the exact height of the roof on my entryway. At this point, I'm going to use that cool trick where I select from the right to the left so it grabs the entire pillar, and I'm going to paint it with the cool colors that we have to pick from in our materials bin. Let's get that circle to the other side using a kind of nifty trick. Right click on your post and hide it, and that lets you see the circle. Switch to the move tool, and if you go to the edge, it lets you snap to the center of your circle. Since we're in move mode, we can hit control and we've got a copy. It gives us the green line to show that we're in the same spot, and we can move across and we are ready to push pull this new cylinder up to the location for the other one as well. Snap. Then we click edit and we do unhide all, and check it out. We have got both pillars created. I'm going to change to a little bit of an angle so I can use my select trick, and I'm going to grab from the right to the left, and I'm going to paint that cylinder just like the other. Just like that, we have got an awesome front entrance on our cool little school. Friends, we're going to call that the end of lesson 2. I hope you had a lot of fun and learned some things along the way. If you have, please hit that like button, and if you haven't hit subscribe, please hit subscribe. And if you want to be the first to know when there's a brand new movie from me, HLModTech, hit that notification bell. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and thank you also for being a part of 3D Vermont.